welcome everyone to Need I Say More, episode 41. I am one of your hosts, Giuseppe, joined by my co-host with most, Terrance.
Yes, sir.
We are back, and we are Halloween is what we're doing, Terrance. We have a Halloween-themed episode for the kids.
For the kiddies.
Well, actually not for the kids, but we call people kids. Yeah, man. The show's going to go live a few days before Halloween, so we think we're going to do a little Halloween-themed episodes. You know, things that deal with Halloween and scary stuff and vampires and shit.
I mean, yeah, let's see how it goes. You know, black people and scary stuff don't go well, so let's just see how it goes.
I mean, I think it goes very well. It's very funny. I think the first time I remember, like, I didn't really, I growing up, like, I was in Florida, obviously, there wasn't a lot of black people out there. And so I didn't really know this was like a thing until I saw the 40-Year-Old Virgin, where like Romney Malco like freaks out while talking to Steve Carell. He's like watching a movie at the same time.
Yeah, he's watching 40 Days, 40 Nights or something like that.
Yeah, I saw like one of those. Yeah, or Donna that did. I don't know what he's watching, but so you get like that. So I mean, you've never seen a horror movie together. If we were in the theater, would that be?
Nah, you know what it is? I used to be scared.
Bitch, got the room.
I used to be scared. So I used to be scared of scary movies. So I realized that is a coping mechanism. It's to not be scared.
You just get mad.
You gotta laugh at the stupidity. One of the movies, and I know people will probably laugh at me for this, but I don't care. Vampire in Brooklyn scared the mess out of me.
With Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
I heard that movie was terrible, wasn't it? It was actually bad?
It scared the mess out of me as a kid. I could not sleep for nights. That and Thriller.
40 Days and 40 Nights?
The
Thriller.
Thriller music video scared me.
It's so funny, man. These things, like, I only like, I didn't see Thriller as a kid. I only when I was a little older, and I was like, in the beginning, I think they put like a warning label, and I was like, that's kind of stupid, but I guess there was a reason for it.
No. Too much. It was just way too much. I mean, at the time, the makeup and stuff was really good.
You know,
so for Thriller, absolutely.
That's pretty funny. Well, I mean, you know, that's the thing about being a kid is that not only are things just scarier, but you don't. It's like it's fear of the unknown, right? And as a kid, you don't know anything, so everything is like much scarier than it should be because you just don't know. You don't know like the reality of a lot of these things. So
yeah, but shout out to Eddie Murphy on Vampire in Brooklyn. You should definitely remake that.
We need more Eddie Murphy. I feel like we barely had Eddie Murphy in the last decade. What's going on with that?
You know what? That's a really great point.
I mean, don't we think we need a little more Eddie Murphy?
Eddie just kind of like laid low for a little bit.
I saw he has the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee? Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld,
yeah. So he did one with Eddie Murphy, and it was like one of the longest ones. It was like an hour long with Eddie Murphy. And he talked about that at one point where he was like, I just been enjoying life, man. He's like, I worked so many years and doing all this stuff. He's like, I just kind of took a break for a bit and kind of really liked it. And he's like, you know, I'm not done or anything. He's like, but you know, you get to the age because he's like almost 60 years old now. He's like, you get to the age where you're just enjoying your life. You're enjoying what you built up, and you have like you can enjoy the spoils of it. You know.
Shout out to Nicole Murphy, Eddie's ex-wife, who's still killing it. Looks amazing.
Oh, is she doing something, or she just looks?
No. She just looks amazing.
That's all that money you probably gave her.
I think she's like in the 50s.
That's black don't crack, they say, right?
Yeah, definitely don't.
Oh, I'm gonna look her up. I mean, see, here's the thing about people saying, like, "Oh, these celebrities look amazing." It's like, yeah, I'm not saying they don't. It's just they're also celebrities, so like they have access to not only just there's a crazy amount of things they have access to. You know,
look at that. She's 50.
She's in great shape.
53 years old.
But it's just me. It's just I'm not saying
it's
not
still
impressive.
Have abs.
I'm not saying it's not impressive, but if you have a ton of money and time.
Oh yeah, and see that's the thing. Money affords you more time.
That's what I mean. Like think about it. You have the time to work out, and you can pay people to give you quality food and like good healthy diet as opposed to what most of us eat, which is not as good. But also like she has access to who knows what kind of like like a high-end products that keep you looking good, so
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it's not impressive.
Stuff we don't have access to.
That's what or can't afford, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's not impressive. I'm just saying like, it's different than a normal person, like if you have $500 million or whatever amount of $50 million, it's just,
she's
different.
Still eating off of that, Eddie Murphy. We got to talk about
Michael Jordan's first wife. Remember that?
We got to talk about women keeping the last name after they get divorced.
Well, because people know
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Build your own last name.
Build your
That's
own.
just me. That's just
I
me.
mean, I don't know, man. I think if you get married, you change your name, you have the right to keep it or change it back. She changed it the first time, right? So it's like Murphy's. She became known as Nicole Murphy, but I don't know necessarily that,
Based upon her husband, who is.
Well, she changed her name though. I'm saying, she made the choice to change her name, so she could make the choice either way. I feel like at that point, she could have kept her name if she wanted.
Valid point. Valid point.
But anyway, Terrance, we have spooky stuff to talk about. Before we obviously get into anything too spooky, before we get into our proper Halloween stuff, let's of course do our patented Black Excellence shout out of the month.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Oh yeah.
By the way, sorry, I said Black Excellence shout out of the month. I meant week. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I've ever messed that up. I don't know what happened.
Black Excellence can't stop, won't stop. Our Black Excellence shout out of the week goes out to the one and only Miss Oprah Winfrey.
I thought you were gonna go Nikki Murphy. That's a strange.
No.
Oprah, okay, Oprah.
Miss Oprah Winfrey. You know,
heard of her once or twice.
And if you've been following this show, you know I try to stick with a theme. So if you're catching the theme here, really quick, Miss Oprah Winfrey became a billionaire.
I'm sorry, hold on. She was born Orpha. Go to the top.
Orpha.
Yeah. Orpah. She decided to switch the letters around.
No, Oprah.
Her name. But she was her legal name is Orpah.
Born Orpah.
So did she just switch? Was it intentional? Was there a mistake with the P and the R, or did she just decide that sounded better? That's not fascinating to you.
It does sound better as Oprah.
It does, but I'm saying like that's kind of fascinating. Like I wonder, it's just two letters that are swapped. I wonder where that came from. Sorry.
Somebody came to her and was like, switch the R.
I wonder if like there was like a mistake on her birth certificate and she was like, well, I'm not gonna go by Oprah.
Yeah. That actually happened to my mother. My mother's name is spelled incorrectly on her birth certificate.
Yeah, it's more common than you think.
Yeah. But Miss Oprah Winfrey became a billionaire in the year 2003. She is
2003. Was it that long ago?
The first African American woman billionaire on this planet, which is a huge accomplishment. Now, I also was looking at this and I'm looking at Oprah and I'm like, you know what? She was the first, in my opinion. I don't give a damn what anybody else thinks. The first influencer on a wide spread of things.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, Oprah's name went on something and it blew up.
She literally has a book club where they stay when she
her own book
they
club
stamp her name on
literally,
a book,
but it goes against the New York Times bestsellers. Like you literally will see books. It will say you would be on the Oprah bestsellers list.
It's not
the New York Times bestsellers list.
It's not a bestseller. Just if you're part of Oprah's book club, it means she.
Yeah, the book club.
It means she approved it, which means it's going to sell a ton. Like so Reese Witherspoon is the only other person I know who has that, and it's like, dude, if you get that sticker on your book, it's like that's literally means it's going to become like a huge seller. Like that's a huge deal.
It goes crazy, right? But imagine just having right. That's exactly what I was saying. Imagine having this much power. Also, something that came across my mind is what happened to all those people that got a car? All those people that she gave the car to.
They had that car.
I wonder if they still have those cars. I'd still have that car.
I think
that Oprah gave me.
I guarantee there's a few. A lot of them probably like who gives a shit. I have 10 years. Like I just traded in.
Yeah. But no, I looked at it and it's
to add to what you were saying about her being an influencer. There was for a long time, once she became like bigger and bigger, people would pay gobs of money to have their stuff on her show because of how big her influence was. Like they were paying her to put their stuff on her show because they knew like if she, like I remember remember Connect, the Xbox Connect. We talked about that actually a few shows ago.
Yeah.
They put that on. Yeah, they paid millions of dollars to put that on Oprah back then. Like that was. That's what I'm saying, but because they knew it's who the fuck you think who watches Oprah that gives a shit about Connect? Everyone gives a shit about what Oprah had on her show. Doesn't matter if it's not something you might think or not.
If Oprah said it was okay, it was okay.
Do you know how many parents bought Connect when they saw that? They were like, "Well, my son would love this. My daughter would love this."
Because it was on Oprah.
Yeah, exactly. They saw that. That's called power and influence right there. Man. You know, like that's why you're talking about influencer. You're right. I mean,
and we have to give Oprah a lot of credit because not only was she fired from a show, she also went through a lot of issues with her weight and people saying she's too big, she's too skinny,
the
and
child
everything
issue
like that.
when she was
Right. She lost a child prematurely.
14.
At the age of 14. So this isn't someone that just came into the success that she has. This is a lot of
that's building yourself.
A lot of hard work, a lot of going through things and everything like that as well. Hugely known for her role in The Color Purple, which if I'm not mistaken, Steven Spielberg directed.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. So at the time, it was just like, what? Oprah's acting? Why would she ever?
And it seems weird, right? But
she did an amazing job. And she's also been on several Broadway plays and done other acting things as well. And, you know, has her own network. Who the hell has their own network with their name on it? And here's how dope Oprah is, right? She named her network after her name, but it's something she owns. And the name of the network is called OWN.
Oprah Winfrey Network.
The Oprah Winfrey Network. OWN. That's just fly. I just like I just think
cool,
that is super fly. Like
it's cool if you have that, right? Like you can turn your name into something cool like that.
Right. Like, oh, I own this network and my name is Oprah Winfrey. It's the Oprah Winfrey Network.
I own
it's just doing dope shit, you know?
Yeah.
Also, Oprah came to the hood. She came to Bed-Stuy. Jay-Z brought her to Bed-Stuy. They was chilling on the stoop eating ice cream. So
she's one of those people on the fucking stoop.
Shout out to Oprah for coming to sit on the stoop with Jay in Brooklyn.
With Jay, as we call him in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Gotta mention Jay-Z at least one per show. So
absolutely. You can't. I mean, look, the 50 Shades of Jay.
The 50 Shades of Jay, man. How have we not been saying that for the last 41 episodes, Terrance? I mean, were Oprah and Wesley Snipes ever friends? Because we can throw him on the list.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's on there somewhere.
Yeah,
pretty sure she's on there.
They hung out.
God damn it! Look, by 2008, her yearly income had increased to 275 million.
A year is what she makes.
Yearly income.
That's how much she makes per year. Terrance, me and you might never make that in a lifetime. The average person.
At the age of 41, she had a net worth of 340 million. Right? 340 million. As of 2014.
But hold on, it was 340. I didn't say what year. She was 41. When was she born? She's 67 now. So I mean, she was born in probably 54. So 50. 41. She was 95. Let's assume it was 95. So 5 years later, it was worth 800 million. So she more than doubled it in a 5-year period.
In 5-year span. And then you go a little bit more.
You go to fucking 2014. So
2014 net worth in excess of 2.9 billion.
God damn. Yes, people. All the people who complain, they say they hate billionaires. No one ever mentions Oprah hating her.
You can't.
It's because all those people are full of shit. They don't hate billionaires. They just hate people they don't hate. They hate people they don't like. You know, they don't hate billionaires. They hate people. People hate Jeff Bezos, and then they hate that he has a lot of money because. I mean, you don't want people you hate to be successful. So
no one's ever said Oprah doesn't do enough.
Yeah, no one's ever gotten mad at it. I mean, like, no one's ever been like Oprah doesn't deserve whatever. But
no, never.
She's good, man. I mean, you can't be more. You can't. Is there a better story of like rags to riches than Oprah? I mean, she literally went from nothing to $3 billion she's worth.
Hard press. You know, same like Jay-Z, rag to riches. You know,
a lot
same
of
with
Apple
Rihanna.
TV she's been doing, huh?
They cut her a check. You know,
I mean, if it's 4 shows, I can see right now in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Apple cut her a big check for that.
Big check. So yeah, shout out to Oprah. I mean, she doesn't need our shout out, but she'll hit us up and let us know how much she appreciated that.
Oprah, put us on the list.
If she stamped our show with the Oprah's Book Club or something. I mean, to be fair, she's so big that remember just a few months ago they did the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
Oh yeah.
Who's interviewing them? I don't know.
No one else can sit down with them.
The
No
only
one else would
person
have been
I
able
would
to
have
do
said
that.
okay would have been like friggin' Anderson Cooper or something. Like there's very few people I would have been like, you
Maybe
can
Barbara
handle this interview.
Walters.
Barbara, is she still doing that?
Yeah, I
don't know if
love
Barbara
Barbara.
Walters is that boring, but she's getting up there.
I love Barbara Walters.
I
She's
never knew
good.
that. I never knew that's the first Halloween thing of the show. I cannot believe you love Barbara Walters. Never heard of that before.
Yeah, I love Barbara Walters, man.
But all right, Terrance, on with our Halloween themed show. Terrance, first question I got for you. You, of course, remember the classic Three Little Pigs story, right? I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So the story, the story, the Three Little Pigs, wolves after them. The first one builds a house of a straw. Wolf blows it down. Second one builds a house of sticks or something. He blows it down. Third one, bricks, right? And Terrance, what was the moral of that story? I was thinking about
I feel
that.
like we spoke about this before.
Did we? Did we figure
Yeah.
out what the moral was then?
I don't know if we ever did, and I think it's impossible to really tell.
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, what is you supposed to build your house out of stone? That's out of brick. That's the moral.
I think the moral of the story is to have a strong foundation.
But that's not. It's not really what it is, though. Strong foundation of what? A physical one. You're saying, not like a metaphorical in your head.
Maybe no, I would say metaphorically for your
But that's
life.
not really what this it's about, though. So okay. So let's say the literal foundation is a representation of like, build your life on a good foundation. What does the wolf represent? Just bad things.
Life.
Just life.
Yeah, life coming
That's
at
not,
you.
that's not the worst interpretation. I'm not knocking it.
Life coming at you, right?
Might come and huff and puff and blow your house down. So if you build on a good foundation,
you got something to stand on. You can get through life with a strong foundation.
Terrance, it's not the worst interpretation. I don't mind.
Look,
I don't know
a lot of these shits you can just really just make something up with it.
Right, but but I'm saying a lot of these are like, especially these great, like these type of Grimm Brothers fairy tale, all that stuff. There's like morals to all of them. They're like parables. But that one, I was like, now that I think about it, I don't remember what the moral was. But maybe that's what it is. I don't know if kids are getting that interpretation, but
it should be, right?
Yeah,
like Sleeping Beauty, right? Wasn't she asleep?
Yeah, and he kissed her.
And he kissed her.
I don't know.
Right?
What the moral, yeah,
it wasn't consensual.
No, it's not. In fact, I would.
It wasn't.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that to cause some controversy.
Why didn't we cancel? Why is Sleeping Beauty not canceled yet?
Well, do you want to know why? It's because no one's brought it up. Like at some point they're gonna like reprint that story, and that's gonna be controversial. Disney's gonna come under fire for producing rape culture.
She did not consent to being kissed by some man while she was asleep.
Terrance, is there an argument that if she didn't kiss her, she would have stayed that way forever? I mean, is that a better life? Is that a better life?
According to how things are now, it is better for him to had waited until she said it was okay.
She would never get woken up. That was the whole point.
Then
until kissed by a
dead.
prince.
Then she's just dead.
Is that what
that's how the story
instead
ends.
of one peck on the lips, it's death.
That's how the story ends. The story ends in this woman dying because she wasn't able to vocalize verbally that it was okay for him to kiss her, even though she was poisoned.
Can we make a YouTube series called like fairy tales, modern fairy tales, where it's that and it's like like he goes to kiss her, he's like, I don't have consent. And then he walks away. It's like, and then it goes like, and then all it does, it's a black screen with white text. It's like Sleeping Beauty died several hours later because unfortunately she didn't give consent. And that's just
look, he should walk in. He should walk in the room and go to try to kiss her, right? And one of his boys should be like, ew. Nah, you don't want to do that.
You gotta ask him first. What?
You don't want to do that.
And then he's like, okay, Sleeping Beauty, I guess that's her name. Can I kiss you? And then
excuse me,
response.
Excuse me, miss.
Miss.
Can I kiss? I think you need a kiss.
Miss.
Excuse me, miss.
And then
they just got to leave. Like
it fades to black, and then in white letters, Sleeping Beauty died 3 hours later because unfortunately
he walked out like, "Fuck you, bitch."
She's you ugly anyway. All right, so we'll work on this show, Terrance. We'll see if we can get this going.
Everybody kiss your ass anyway.
That is the modern version of that story right there. We just someone's gonna take this and make like an amazing animated short. Oh shit. All right, Terrance. Let's take it back a bit to trick-or-treating days. When you were trick-or-treating, Terrance, first off,
oh man.
Now here I gotta ask, I gotta see what your level of amateur to professional is on this. What did you use to hold your candy? Did you use one of the little pumpkins, like plastic pumpkins?
I did that. I think I remember doing that. Yeah. I think I remember doing that really young. When I got older, you went to the grocery store, Key Food or whatever, and you just doubled up on those bags, the grocery bags.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That's the bags you use.
You want to know what I used to do?
Which I do?
Pillowcase. That shit ain't breaking.
Pillowcase.
That shit ain't breaking. You know how much you can carry candy you can get in a pillowcase?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a suburban thing.
That's the smart thing is what that was suburban. What why you can't do that in the hood?
Nah, it just wasn't something we was thinking about. Our mothers would have kicked our ass if we took a pillowcase.
You're using one of my
outside to go trick or
clean.
treat.
You're using one of my clean.
What else?
pillowcases?
What else are we gonna do? I'm not gonna do it. No, my mother
She's
would've
like, that's a
killed me.
300 thread count Egyptian cotton. Are you kidding me? That was the end of your Halloween.
Nah, yeah, well, definitely that'd have been the end of Halloween right there at the beginning.
No, but like it's an amateur thing. We all do it when you're super young. You use like a little pumpkin or shit. You can't hold candy in that thing. You hold like fucking 4 houses and you're done. You gotta
that's why we got the
but you learn
the shopping bags from Key Food.
So what? Okay, so I'm glad you have that. What was what was the candy you were like hoping for? At the end of the night, you looked at your candy. You're like, what was the candy you were like?
Man, I was a big Kit Kat dude. I was a big Kit Kat.
I love Kit Kats, dog.
Snickers, top
Classics.
of the list.
Classic.
Top
I'm
of the
not
list.
top of my
Always
list,
want
but I love a good Snickers.
Nah, I always wanted the Snickers, and Twix. I always wanted that.
Twix. So my top 3 would be Twix, anything Reese's. I mean, I fucking love Reese's, and then probably Kit Kats. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about that crunch in the Kit Kat.
Dude, a couple years ago, I just went on Amazon. I don't even know how this happened. I bought like a fucking. This was not during Halloween. It was like in April or something. I brought it was like a 2-pound bag of mini Kit Kats, and they were like dark.
Ridiculous.
It was like dark chocolate, white chocolate, and regular.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Thank God I don't do that anymore.
I think it's Japan. They got the green tea one.
That doesn't sound good.
I gotta try it. I gotta try that.
You know, there's a lot of vegan stuff out there. Kit Kats are not one of those things. I've stumbled. Now that I think about it, someone's got to make something, right?
They'll come up with something. They almost have to.
You know, the problem is with vegan food is that it's not that people don't make it. People make virtually everything. It's just about getting it. Sometimes like someone will make something in like Portland and it's only on like the West Coast, you know, and like you can't get a hold of it, or there's no like right now, if you want candy, Terrance, you know, like Mars and Hershey are gonna have every fucking store ever stocked with everything, but there's no like Hershey's of vegan candy. So it's like every place has their own thing, and so you gotta like find the right one. It can be frustrating.
No, I mean, you don't have a lot of options, right?
No, you don't. I mean, like I said, there's no scent. I wish there was a company that would come out.
You mentioned that. I thought that was hilarious.
Fake? I don't want no fake. I don't want no Chuck. We don't want no fake meat. What you want, Chuck? I want real meat. Shaq, see, come on, man. Shaq,
this is new?
Say it again, Chuck. What you want? I want real meat. Okay.
Charles Barkley and Shaq.
He's not.
Impossible burger. I don't want
He's
no
not. Shaq's not
crab.
laughing at the. He's just laughing at the implication of what he's saying.
Shaq. Hey, Kenny, what'd you think of
Anyway,
that game, man?
Oh man, shout out to Inside the NBA crew.
Yeah, they're great. All right, Terrance. Was there any Halloween costume you ever had that you thought was this shit? You were like, this is the best thing I've ever done, or you never really got that thing into it?
I can't really remember. I don't really, because you know what
I always wish I got more into the costume thing. But every year I just
it faded really quickly for me.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I wanted to get more into it, but as a procrastinator, I never did. But also, like, I don't know, it's hard.
I was more so into the mask. Like, I thought getting a dope mask was dope. Right. I made sure I got the Scream mask. Had to get the Scream mask. Made sure I had the Jason mask for sure.
I think my favorite, I was a pirate one, so that was pretty cool. But outside of that, yeah, usually just like a monster mask of some kind. That's just all you need.
No, had to make sure you had the mask. I used to love to see the chicks get their makeup done, you know, correctly when they did it, like with the blood and the scars and everything like that or whatever. Like the girls, I was able to do that. Real dope. I always thought that was a fly. Right. I was able to do that. You know, I just I stayed away from that. You know why? Because I still wanted to be cool.
Terrance is always cool, so he can't.
I still wanted to be cool. So it was like, how can I make this outfit work with this mask,
but still be cool?
Yeah, and still be fly with it. You know, just in case we had to hit the Halloween party. You know,
Even when you were
when
like
a
10,
Halloween
11 years
party-
old, you were thinking about this? I
No,
know,
because
but
when I was 10, 11 years old, remember, I grew up in a really strict Christian home for a couple of years.
where they didn't,
So
it was the devil. And you couldn't
we didn't do Halloween for a
really.
good portion of my life.
That's nonsense, man.
Yeah, no, seriously. I did
All
it when
it
I
is
was young.
It's just about
I did it when I
dressing.
was young,
But
and
it's
then
just about
we kind of
dressing
went
up.
through a little phase where it was like, all right, this is not, you're not doing this anymore or whatever. It was
What
more so for, like,
about
the younger.
Christianity says you're not allowed to dress up in a costume? Which part of which part
Please
of the
don't get
Bible
me
says
to
that?
lying about or making something up about it, because I don't want to be that person to make
I just
something
think
up
that like I
doesn't
don't.
exist,
You're just
you know?
dressing up, but you can dress up as anything, a bunny if you want, and then you just go and get sweets.
Again, don't make me that
Can we?
guy to
Let's get
come
your
up with
mom on the
something
air.
like
Let's get
that
your
or
mom's
whatever.
deacon on the air. Can we pull her
No,
up right now?
yeah, come on, my pops. He the one that could
We'll get him on here
really
too.
break it down to you or
Let's
whatever.
get
As
Papa
far as
Gathers
what's
on the
going on
show.
or whatever. I don't really know.
You
I
think
don't really know.
Would you ever be down for that, to get like our parents on the show one episode?
I'll be down.
That'd be so crazy to get like my mom and your mom on the show.
I'll be down. For
Yeah,
sure.
they should know each other, to be fair. We've been best friends for 12 years now.
That's for sure. Yeah, not for real.
Yeah, Halloween's one of those holidays that's been morphed by social media and by the internet, because adults
It feels real
never
dry this year.
adults never fucking dressed up when we were growing up. It's only now that they can share their outfits that adults go banana cakes and just $4,000 on an outfit. Did you ever see
That's
adults
absolutely
doing that when
insane.
we were growing up?
No. And that sounds insane now.
But that's what I'm saying. When we were growing up, like every once in a while, some parent would maybe dress up like just to, part. Now, dude, it's like it's because people can share their costumes on the internet. So it's all anyone wants to do is like, it's why anyone does anything.
Moment. Listen, I'm looking forward to having, a big enough family with me and my wife so that we can do like The Incredibles, like everybody else, or something like that.
I would love to see you in an
I
Incredibles costume.
want to do that stuff. Like, I think it's dope.
Wait, would you you wouldn't be Frozone? You'd be like Mr. Incredible.
Oh no, I'm definitely Frozen.
I mean, he's cooler anyway. We all know.
I'm
quite literally,
Frozone.
but also figuratively.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson, man, what a guy.
I don't think you ever saw his wife in the.
She always hear her off screen though, right? Like she always yelling something at him.
Where's my super suit?
Yeah. Oh man. So this year we're only about a week away from Halloween. Do you have any plans? Do you have any dressing
dry,
up?
Man, it feels dry.
Like
it definitely feels dry.
Like the
it
weather
doesn't feel like, no, as far as Halloween, the spirit, the
By the way,
liveliness of it. And
quick
everything
interruption. Do you notice how I didn't bring up the weather? Because it's just nice now. I don't even think about it. I'm like, life's good. do you see how I didn't talk about weather? Now that the weather is good, I stopped thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, awesome. High five.
Yeah.
So anyway,
also, we'd be remiss if we did not mention a sincerely happy birthday to the one and only Joe, who did celebrate his birthday just a couple of days ago.
I appreciate that, Terrance.
So we are recording in the same week of his birthday, definitely not on the same day.
It was a few days ago. I turned the ripe old age of 31.
Yeah.
I'm basically dead. So that's where I'm at. I mean, only a few more years left, and then it's night forever.
So happy birthday.
Thank you, Terrance. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday, bro.
Genuinely. Terrance, of course, reached out on my birthday. A bunch of shout out to all of my friends and family reached out. It's very, very nice of everyone. A couple of my friends brought me out. We had some dinner. It was a good day, actually, Terrance. It was a good day. I mean,
it's crazy because
me and you still have some plans to go do some
for
both of our birthdays.
It's crazy because as you get older, you realize that, I don't know for you. I know I can speak for me. I realize that when my birthday comes around, I just kind of want to chill.
Yep.
I kind of want to have like a dumb moment where I don't really have to think about nothing. I don't really have to be anything else. I can just kind of enjoy my day. Like that's what I look forward to when my birthday comes around.
Yeah. I mean, you know what it is, man? I think that I agree. Like well, I would love that too. But I think as you get older, you just kind of
Corey,
like,
if you're listening,
she's gonna be real thrilled that you're mentioning that like that. I'm gonna get a call from Terrance. Edit that out, please. I feel I feel like as you get older, you just want to be with like the people you love the most, as opposed to like doing something crazy. Like,
Nah, yeah, man.
I never really
Sure.
celebrate my birthday in any major way. I was hoping maybe to do my 30th, but that was last year, and not a lot of people were
During
doing much
COVID.
last October, man. Like that was a pretty bad time of the world.
During
So
COVID.
I don't know. Maybe Terrance we'll celebrate like our 40th or something. You know, we'll do something. I mean, we're a year apart, but maybe we'll do something like that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be then we'll be really almost dead though. So, all right, Terrance, you got any Halloween movies that you've not necessarily have to watch every Halloween, but any like horror movies you really like? We talk about
You
the
know
whole
what's
black
really
people
cool?
and not. Are you still like that, by the way, with horror movies?
To an extent. You know what was really dope? When we went through this phase of black horror movies, right?
Did
we
we?
had Leprechaun. We had a few of those. We had Candyman. I think they did 1 and 2 of those before the remake that's out now or whatever, which I fell asleep on. I just
The remake you said?
the remake I fell asleep on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you go? You saw it in theaters or was it available somewhere else?
No. We'll
Oh,
watch it somewhere else.
that'd been pretty bad.
But there's a couple of others. Vampire in Brooklyn.
What you just mentioned.
Yeah, there's a couple of others that I'm missing or whatever. But we had this really cool bubble of black horror movies, and it was dope because there was a time where whenever we watched horror movies, we would have this running joke that was true. The black person's always dying first. You know, like that was the thing
until we got Get Out, and
Get
the black
Out
man made it to the end.
And he made it to the end. If you haven't seen it by now,
2 black guys make it to the
you
end,
know,
actually.
so that was like that Get Out moment was a moment. It was like, oh shit,
that was a hell of a movie, though, wasn't it?
He didn't die. Like it was, the whole movie you thought he was gonna die. Like
I didn't. I mean, he's like the main character. I was like,
you didn't think he was gonna die?
He's the main character. I was like,
I didn't have any hope for him.
You like black guy horror movie done.
Yeah, I didn't have a hope for him. Whatever.
No questions.
Absolutely not. You know,
I thought when
the white girl turned on him, it was like, oh, it's over.
Dude, have you seen the trailer? Someone remixed that trailer to make it look like a rom-com. Have you seen that?
Nah, I never saw that.
I actually almost want you to pull it up right now because it's a really funny fucking trailer. Like, I
didn't see that.
Because if anyone hasn't watched, I don't know if you want to watch it now, but it's a very funny. Someone remixed it with like the right music and everything, and it made like a typical rom-com. It's really fucking funny.
No, but what I'm saying is that we had like a really cool
the rom-com
black horror movie bubble that was happening, and it kind of needs to come back because I enjoyed that it was all black people, and it
Jordan
didn't matter
Peele is keeping that going. Don't worry.
Yeah, it didn't matter who died in the movie. It was just like, oh, I'm enjoying this for what it is. Like, you know, it was because as soon as you see a horror movie and the black person died, it's like, oh yeah, knew that was gonna happen. All right, let's go see how this little white girl trip up now when she's running away from somebody. Because they always got to trip on a stick.
Right, they always happen.
They always have to trip.
Something we should talk about. I've never been chased by someone like not like in real, like someone really coming at me.
No, yeah. So like I know Jordan Peele's keeping that alive for sure or whatever.
He showed an image for his movie that's like a year away. I was like, I don't give a shit. The movie's
close. But you know, I don't want it to be stale. That's the thing. It can't only be Jordan Peele who's doing this. Right. Because then it becomes stale.
Did you see the Dawn of the Dead remake from 2004?
Dawn of the Dead remake.
So that was with Ving Rhames and anyway, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Ving Rhames survives.
It's always enjoyable when the black person lives during the movie.
Only 4 people make it out in that movie, and he's one of them. So there you go. 25% of them are black.
Can we talk about how whenever the little white girl, first of all, you know what makes a scary movie a really scary movie?
Little children.
Yes. There's always a little kid.
Honestly, man, I'm so sick of that. It's all you fucking get now.
But that's how you know.
If you right now, if you hit a Google search on little horror movie little kid poster, you're gonna find 5,000 of them. That's what everyone does. But you're talking about not being stale. That's fucking stale, bro. It's all you ever see is like little kids. Like it's not scary to me anymore. It's the same thing. Just put little kid.
Yeah, but you gotta have a little kid in there. A little kid.
The little kid poster. How much am I wearing? Like 40 different kinds.
A little kid in your movie.
No, it's not scary anymore. No, it's just a million.
You know why?
Look at this. Go to images. 400 of them.
nobody predicts the little kid. But once a little kid starts being scary, it's too much. It's too much.
I just lost interest, man. It's just there's too many. There's too many. You know, like I need something new. Like you talk about something being stale. It's stale to keep seeing children on a movie poster. Every other horror movie poster is children. To be fair, horror movies as a whole generally suck. It's only every once like once twice a year like a good horror movie. A lot of them are just trash. They're just jump scares, just loud.
I do have to see and maybe people could tell me how it is. Ma, I heard
I've seen. It's not really horror. It's more of a thriller. Good. It's more of a thriller. It's good though. I actually really liked it. It's good. But it's not scary. It's a thriller. Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't this one. Mother. Sorry.
I don't think it's a horror movie either. The one with Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, yeah.
I don't think it's horror. I think it's just. I heard. Listen, I would say
I heard it was Mother. That was. Really
I would
scary.
recommend not seeing this film because from what I've gathered, it's very weird, and I don't know if you're into like really weird films. You know, like, I don't know if it's
weird anything.
Well, you know, it's one of those things like the critics seem to like it fine, but audiences don't. You know, I think you're more in the mainstream of audiences where you're like, you probably won't like it. But that's just what I've heard. I haven't seen it.
No, I can't take shit like that or whatever.
White girls are scary, right?
Yeah, no, white girls are horrifying.
you never see like black kids or a black woman is the whole. What's up with that? We can't make them scary.
You can't do that. You can't make a black woman scary because the world already thinks a black woman is scary.
So it's just racist. What if Jordan Peele does it? Then it's fine.
He couldn't. Like even when he did what is it? Us?
Yeah.
He still twisted.
Well, the villains were just everyone had a doppelganger.
So it's damn near impossible to try to make a black woman like.
I mean, in Ma, she was technically the villain, more or less. Like,
yeah, but she was a nice villain, right?
You didn't see it.
She was no, I didn't see Mother. I saw Ma.
You saw Ma, okay.
I saw Ma, yeah.
But no, she was a bullied kid, which is horrible. But she became like a psychopath. She was like.
But see, you have a little empathy. Yeah, you have a little empathy because she was bullied.
Okay, so you're saying
a reason for being a little psychotic.
So would you not be okay if there was a movie where, like, Halloween just came out, Halloween Kills. So instead of having Jason, if it was just a black woman, you'd be like, nah.
I thought that'd be dope. I think that'd be dope.
If it was a black, I don't know what's under the Jason mask, but if it was a black dude wearing like a horrible mask like that, but it was black, also black, you'd be fine with that? You never see. When was the last time you saw that, Terrance?
You can't see it. You won't see it, and I think society will frown upon it.
You can't see it. You won't see it. Wesley Snipes could be that guy. You wouldn't be scared.
Wesley,
if fucking 6'4" Wesley Snipes came at you. Chainsaw in hand.
Wesley would be dope. Wesley would be dope as a killer, right?
I think Wesley Snipes would scare the shit out of me if he can't. Even if
make him a smart killer.
Terrance, in broad daylight, if he was running after me, I'd shit myself. Yeah, I think he's a pretty big dude, is he not?
Hey you.
And then he just knocks me out, and then he looks at the camera and he's like, "Oh, he's been on black." And he just walks away. And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what happened." And then I look over and you're in the back, you're just laughing at me. Like, oh, it's all a joke. Like, yeah, he really hit me though. Actually, Wesley Snipes is my height, our height, so maybe not, but he looks bigger than that, doesn't he?
Still can't beat him though.
No. He's 59 years old, but I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in like several
black belt, right?
Things,
exactly.
So. Black man, black belt. Don't fuck with him.
Pootie Tang.
Is that this one?
No. It just reminded me of Pootie Tang with the belt.
I haven't seen Pootie Tang.
Oh man,
is that a horror movie I should watch?
No. Pootie Tang is a great black film.
I've heard it. I've heard of that. I also never saw Half Baked with Dave Chappelle, but
gotta check that out too.
I feel like it's a stoner comedy, and as someone who doesn't smoke ever, I feel like I wouldn't.
You'll still enjoy it.
Would I though?
You'll still enjoy it. Yeah. You'll enjoy it for how bad it is.
Oh, because it's just bad. Okay, well, that's good to know ahead of time.
Not as bad, but you'll enjoy it.
Okay, Terrance, let me ask you another question. Do you around this time do you ever like go, oh babe, let's watch like a horror movie? Like a Halloween.
I
don't do anything like that.
I don't, but Corey loves it.
Okay,
but like she's like.
I do.
We were sitting in the bed and she was like, "I want to watch something scary," and I'm like, "I don't."
She says it like that. I want to watch something scary. Aggressive like that.
Yeah, her voice gets really deep. That's how she scares me.
And you're like, "Oh my god, I'll do whatever you want."
Let me know, like she
whatever,
wants to watch
whatever you say.
She kind of loves the Halloween spirit.
See,
You
I
know,
like that. Listen,
she loves the Halloween
I
spirit.
try to get into the spirit of these last 3 months of the year, like the time to celebrate. You get 3 big holidays. Obviously, you can't really get into the spirit of Thanksgiving necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I like getting into that. Like right now, I'm reading, I think I told you, Stephen King's It. And that's a fucked up book, Terrence, let me tell you. It is a dark, twisted book. There's a lot of fucked up shit, like a lot of different fucked up shit. I try to read a horror book every October. I don't necessarily watch anything, but maybe I should watch. What's a good horror movie I should watch, Terrence? Do you have any suggestions?
I'm not the guy. You know why?
You
Because
yell at them.
I enjoy, like, I can't wait to watch Halloween Kills.
I didn't see the first one they made a couple years ago.
I love watching Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Freddy.
You said you don't like
Jason.
horror movies, so do you or do you not?
No. I don't like them. I enjoy Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers for some reason.
The 3 classics.
Yeah, those are not horror movies to me. They're just like, I just enjoy watching those movies for some reason. I don't think of them as horror movies.
Of the 3 of them, if you had to pick one that you had to like get, like if you were put into one of these movies in real life, one of them came at you, which one do you think would be the easiest to like avoid, to get away from?
Easiest to get away from?
Yeah, like right now, yeah, like I mean,
it's not Freddy because you gotta sleep.
It gets in your head. Yeah, it's nightmares. What do you do for that? I've never seen any of those movies. How do people get away from that?
You ever seen Freddy versus Jason?
I did, and it was not very.
It was
good.
Stupid how they got him out of Dream World.
That's why that concept makes no sense. You have a guy who fights with a machete and a guy who kills you in your dreams.
He kills you in your dreams. Like, you can't beat him. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was stupid.
The only 2 people you feel like I could really get away from gotta be Jason or Michael Myers. The thing about Michael Myers,
which one? Hold on, Jason is Friday the 13th. Right? Michael Myers is Halloween.
Yeah, Michael Myers is Halloween.
And then Freddy is
Michael Myers.
No, wait, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. Michael Myers. I feel like eventually he could run fast if he wanted to. Like,
did you ever play the Friday the 13th video game?
No, I never even knew that existed.
It's actually
stupid.
Listen, it's actually not. It's really clever because it's a multiplayer game, and when you start off, you could either become one person becomes Jason, the other like 9 people become camp counselors. And if you're Jason, you have all these cool abilities that, like, obviously they never said this was what he can do in the films, but it makes sense. Like, you can teleport. So you know how Jason was pop, Jason was pop out of a fucking bush. Well, you could actually do, like, literally teleport.
That's dope.
And be like you'll be running away and teleport in front of you. You're like, oh shit.
That's a video game.
Yeah, it's really.
I feel like that's a video game I'd actually play.
It is. I think it's been free on PlayStation Plus. I think you missed a chance, but apparently it's a little buggy, but very fun otherwise. Like, you can watch some very fun Let's Plays.
That sounds dope.
There's a lot of cool stuff like that. Like, he can do that. He can, like, sense, like, he can, if you hide in one of the camp counselor buildings or whatever, he can see if you're in the building and try to come after you. But he can only do that walk. He can't run. He can only do that, like, kind of like just fast walk he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who's worse, Jason or Michael Myers.
Is Jason the one that you could actually get away from? Is Jason? I feel like.
Think so?
I think Jason is the one that you actually get away from, because Jason
never died.
He's slow. Jason never dies though.
He can't die.
He can't die.
He chop his head off.
It didn't
Maybe.
work.
Didn't work. Oh, damn.
I don't think it worked. I don't think anybody tried it actually. But Terrence, you can't get that close to him.
Terrence, do you know what you remember? You of course know the movie Scary Movie.
Love Scary Movie.
Do you want to know what his original title is going to be?
What?
Last year I screamed because Halloween fell on Friday the 13th.
That's actually better.
It's like
That's actually better.
It's like
don't be a menace in the
yes,
hood. Don't be a menace to society while drinking gin juice in the hood.
I was literally looking for that title in my head. Did the Wayans make that movie,
brothers,
or were they just in that movie?
And they should have kept that title, because it would have been a great way to go right into the horror side. I
wish they would have kept that name for me.
That's a dope
last
title.
Year, or is it last summer? So it ties in last summer. So I know what you did last summer. I screamed because of Scream, because Halloween fell on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
I love that. I love stuff like that. I think it's really funny.
Gotta have it.
Those were good movies, man. At least the first 2 were pretty nuts. The third one was pretty good too. I kind of fell off after that.
You know what it is? and this just made me think about this again. When black people watch these scary movies, we always think about what we would have did, right?
Right.
Because it seems very, very simple and obvious, right? A lot of these movies would be over in 10 minutes if a black person was in it.
Yeah, just leave. I'm out of here.
It's
Drive
like
away.
it's like the part in the movie where the two white kids is always like, we should check that out.
Yeah.
Insert two black people. You heard that? Yeah. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, man. This shit's crazy. I don't know what's going on.
That's why black people have to die first because they're too logical. Like, we can't keep the logical guy here. We got to kill him, and then
it's like, why are we doing this? When I hear stuff in my house now, I stop everything. I mute the TV. I heard a noise the other night. I muted the TV, and I just
pulled out a gun. You were like, the fuck was that, babe?
I need to listen because I need to hear. I need to hear if there's a threat around, and if there's a threat, we got to do something about this.
What's your go-to move in a threat? Like, do you have a bat or a knife, or you just?
I can't tell you. What
Yeah, it's true. You probably shouldn't. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I can't tell you what I got
for legal reasons, and because if the person trying to kill you is listening, then they have the edge. So we can't do any of that.
Okay, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm fucking ready though. If you're listening, Jason.
Ready. So I'm ready.
So Jason, we think is
Kevin Hart. He was like, he got different guns around his apartment.
Oh yeah,
I
listened to that bit. I listened to that bit. He has them all over.
You're gonna rob me?
Yeah,
in my bathroom.
I have all these scenarios that would never happen, but I just
let me wipe my ass real quick.
Yeah, in my own laundry room. Let me get the panties out of there. Oh man. So you think Jason would be the one to get away from if you had to pick?
I think it's Jason. I don't know. I feel like Michael Myers would just take that mask off and then like move to Detroit and find me or some shit.
So Jason, it's weird that both Jason and Michael Myers both wear masks. Like what's that about?
I mean, I don't know.
Like Freddy sees his face, he's just horrifying. He's like a burn victim.
Yeah, and Jason, drowned in Camp Crystal Lake.
And we just came back out.
Yeah.
So can he swim?
No, he can't swim. That's the whole thing.
That's
He's
his
terrified of water.
So that's it. So we just
if you saw Freddy versus Jason,
that's
how they got him.
So me and you go on an island, then we're good. Safe.
They got him by getting the water.
Did you see A Quiet Place or Quiet Place Part 2?
I thought that was dope.
Both of them?
Yeah.
I love dope. That's what they do. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Part 2, spoiler alert. They go to an island in that movie.
They figured out that they have to go to an island.
But to be fair, unfortunately, I really do feel bad for that island, man. They were welcoming of fucking Cillian Murphy and the girl, and then these two fucking idiots brought the monsters there, and they killed everyone.
Yep.
Like, this is why Cillian Murphy was like doing what he was doing. He was by himself because once
you start involving other people,
you can
things you do. Things get complicated and screwed up.
There's too many loose ends. If it's just you focusing, you're fully to blame for either.
That's why I don't like to tell people when I'm making certain moves.
And Terrance, so when you watched that movie and Jaimon Hansu came in, were you like, he's gonna fucking bite it? Did you assume he was gonna die?
Wait, who's that? Which one is that?
Big black dude.
The black.
His name is Jaimon Hansu. Who do you think I'm talking about, Terrance?
It sounded a little Asian.
Nah, it's African, I believe. You've seen him. He's like Blood Diamond, and he's in.
Oh yeah.
He's in the MCU for like.
That's homie. Yeah.
Big dude. I saw he was at Toys R Us that one day. Remember?
I do not. But
him and his wife were there, and they had like a security team around them. It was kind of weird, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you assume when you saw him in the movie?
Nah, yeah, I definitely thought he was gonna die.
I was pissed he died. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You hire him as an actor for like 2 scenes?" And then, Anyway, I don't know. In terms of I'm gonna watch any movies this like week or anything, Yeah,
I think I'm gonna check out Halloween Kills. If not tonight.
The problem is I haven't seen any of them, or at least not the one they made a couple years ago.
The remake they did a couple years ago.
Because apparently this is a trilogy. They have one more that's coming out next year. They said so, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, I watched it.
God bless. What's her name? The lead, Jamie Lee Curtis. She's been doing this since like 1978 or whatever.
Yep.
It's crazy. All right, Terrance, we're coming to the end of the show here. Of course, if anyone would like to reach out to us, they can, of course, email us. Need I say more pod at gmail.com, of course. And then you follow us Twitter and Instagram. We might even have some more stuff on Instagram now that the fucking thing isn't broken. At Need I Say More Pod. But before we do, we always end every show with a hypothetical.
What you got?
Yeah, normally what happened there? I usually wait for you to say that.
Yeah, what you got?
All right, Terrance. So did you ever watch The Sopranos?
No, man, I gotta get into it. I've been meaning to get into
it's
it.
fantastic, man. It's on HBO Max. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to
I actually
get
been meaning to rewatch it because I fucking love that show. All right, so I'm gonna give you a brief little thing because I want to mention the scene. There's the way the show starts off, episode 1. Tony Soprano, who's obviously like the boss of the show, he has like not like a heart attack, but like a panic attack thing where he passes out, and he ends up having to see a therapist. And that's a big part of the show from the entire run of the show. He meets with this woman, and he doesn't want anyone to know. Obviously, it's like an open secret somewhat that he's like a mob boss, like where he is.
Yeah.
But he's a boss. He can't be going to therapy. It's not, it's not what bosses do. But he goes to therapy for pretty much the entire show. And the woman he sees, it's like a big part of the show is like their interactions. And she knows he's Tony Soprano, the mob boss, but obviously she needs to treat him, and she can't tell anyone she's treating him because that's how it works. So there's a scene a few seasons in where she actually gets raped. It's a horrifying scene. She's like in a parking structure or whatever, and she gets like taken in a hallway. It's a really like horrifying thing to watch. But at one point she notices on his neck a specific tattoo a rapist has, right? Now, later on in the episode, she is going by a pizza place and she sees that tattoo in the exact same spot. So she sees the guy who raped her, right? She's like, holy shit, right? So when she's sitting the neck towards very end, and this is a bit of a spoiler for this episode, I guess, but there's a specific scene where they're sitting there talking in the room, like they always do once a week or whatever. And Tony's like, everything okay? You seem to got something on your mind. And she has this moment where she could absolutely just tell him, I was raped. I actually saw the guy who did it, but it's not important. He happens to work at this pizza place. And she knows he'll absolutely put the guy on the ground, right? Even she didn't have to say anything. She can just mention it happened, and she knows what he'll do, right? He likes her. Like they have a good relationship, right?
Yeah.
But, and I won't actually say what happened, actually, but she has this opportunity presented to her. Like, and so my question to you, let's say you put in a situation where you knew someone wronged you in some horrible way. It can be anything you want, whatever. Someone wronged you or Corey or whoever, right? And you knew that you could do this. You could tell this mob boss, and you didn't have to say, hey, I want you to kill this person. You could just mention it. They'll do it for you without you having to say anything.
Take care of this for me.
It wouldn't be traced back to you in any possible way because you're not even saying anything. You're just mentioning this to a person, right? But this will happen. Would you do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Yeah. I would too, man. Like,
absolutely. Tap him on the shoulder. See that mook over there?
No. Oh, you can't use the word mook, okay? Hey, relax, guy. I can use the word mook, okay? You can't use the M word.
The M word?
I made that part up. I made that part up. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. Like, you only have to say, hey, this happened. But if like your therapist or whatever it is, you're telling someone, that if you just mention, hey, this bad thing happened to me, they're going to take care of it because it's even if you say, no, don't do anything about this. They're going to go, yeah, no problem. And then they're going to do it because they don't care. They want to get the person who hurt you in some capacity.
No, yeah, gotta have that taken care of.
Yeah,
I'm letting it be known.
Listen, I'm Italian, so maybe this is part of that in me. I don't know. Maybe I'm rubbing off on Terrance, but I think there are people in this world who can do things that mean they don't deserve necessarily to live, or I just don't care. If someone does something like that, like if you rape somebody, if you kill someone, if you burn down someone, there are things you do that can ruin people's lives. I don't think I don't care if you die, sorry. It's like neo-Nazis now. I'm like, or people in the KKK. I'm like, I'm not saying people should go hurt them, but if someone knocks out a neo-Nazi because he's a neo-Nazi,
don't get it twisted. Here's the thing. I wouldn't say I don't care if someone dies. Now, if I don't know that something happened to you, I don't know. Like, ignorance is bliss.
Like, I've seen videos of like,
but I'm not going to call for someone's life, though. I would never call for someone's life.
No. Yeah, even though you're kind of doing it, you're just not necessarily doing it.
What I'm saying is, like, and I don't know if something happens.
That's true. You probably never know because you don't know this person. They just did something horrible to you. That's what I'm saying.
He so happens to, wind up in the bottom of a river.
I mean, that's bad things happen in the world, Terrance. You can't be held responsible for the bad things that happen in the world.
Exactly.
So what? Someone did something bad to you, and something bad happened to them. Was that? I mean, that's just life, isn't it? I mean,
sounds like karma to me.
Sounds exactly like karma. Sounds like Carmine Falcone from now. But here's what what I'm gonna say, like, there's been videos in the past you've seen of like some KKK member, neo-Nazi, like yelling, hates shit, and someone goes out and knocks them out. Now, I'm not saying anyone should go and commit violence. I actually don't think it's a good idea. However, do I feel bad for that guy? No, I don't. Sorry, maybe you shouldn't have been a neo-Nazi and you wouldn't have gotten punched in the mouth. It's like, do you remember a handful of years ago there was that psychopath who went in that church in Georgia, shot up a bunch of people?
Yeah, no, you have to say his name because he deserves
I think he
the
doesn't
credit
deserve the
for
recognition.
being
I think
dumb.
he almost
He
doesn't deserve it.
deserves the credit for being dumb. There are people that lost their lives to Dylan Roof who decided to go into a church in North Carolina and kill
North Carolina?
people there.
So I guess I'm a little bit different. I almost think they don't deserve any recognition. They deserve to be forgotten about because they're horrible. But that's different opinion. But anyway, there was a story I remember a few years back where obviously he's in prison now. Some dude raped him and he had to have like 14 stitches in his ass because he just went off on him. And the guy was like, we can't.
I hear nothing about that.
I saw him seeing the story, and the guy was like, we can't bring those people back from North Carolina, but he can be shitting right for a week now. And I was like, this is a real thing. You can look this up. And I looked and I was like, oh, no, I don't feel bad for this kid at all. Like, you wouldn't be in prison. That wouldn't happen if you hadn't gone and murdered a bunch of innocent people. So I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you should do this, but I don't feel any sort of sympathy for him. Fuck that guy.
That is hilarious.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, if you do horrible things, then horrible things happen to you, I don't feel bad. It's not like it's not like he was an innocent person who got like you went in and murdered a bunch of people.
For every action, there's a reaction.
Equal and opposite reaction, as Einstein or
somebody right.
smart said.
So you can't expect to do things in life and not have anything happen to you.
So you want to put out good things in the world.
Absolutely. That's like when thieves get away with things, right? And they're like, oh, I'm such a good thief. And eventually, it's going to catch up with you.
It always does.
Nothing lasts forever.
Because listen, I think the only way to actually commit like a perfect crime, like a thief or something, you have to do it once. And then if you get away with it somehow, never again.
Never again.
That's the problem. I think people either get caught the first time they do it or they get away and they're like, oh, I can do this. And the reality is, I think when people get away with these things, it's a lot of luck. More often than not, they get lucky, because it's hard to think of every possible, permutation of it. But yeah, I don't know. I would agree if someone did something horribly wrong and I had the chance to maybe let it slip to a mob boss, so be it. I'm Italian. I might even know some mob bosses. But anyway, Terrance, that brings us to the end of our Halloween-like episode. A little bit different than we normally do, but I liked it, just us kind of talking and shooting the shit. Hopefully people can enjoy this during the Halloween week.
Hopefully.
But that's it for me, man. You got anything else?
No, man. It's a lot of shit in life. Scary, besides just Halloween movies, there's a lot of things going on around us that is very horrific. But what's not horrific is that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us, and we appreciate that. Need I say more?